Coming to you from sunny California and the Great White North. Get ready. We are breaking down the obstacles on the Armchair Ninja Podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Armchair Ninja Podcast. It is Thursday, July 11th, 2019. My name is Rich, and joining me to cover the ANW11 Cincinnati Qualifiers is Bijan. How you making out?
Oof, man, I am hurting. Swimming sucks. It is painful.
It beats drowning, but doing it for fun is a little bit of an odd activity.
Yeah, but props to everybody that swims. It's no joke of a physical exercise, getting that work in. That said, man, Rich, you sound very chipper. I like it. I like this vibe.
I'm raring to go. This week's episode, I was a little salty last week's episode, as a lot of people noticed. It was not a very big secret. Very happy with this week's episode. Much better.
Oh, big time. I love this episode. Might be my favorite episode of the season, man, honestly.
Wow. All right, that's saying a lot. I don't think it's my favorite, but it's up there. It was a good one for sure. So let's talk, before we get into the actual runs, the new... we can talk overall course. But we'll skip over that part. Let's just go right to the new obstacle, the slingshot. What did you think of it?
I thought it was great. Honestly, I thought this is probably, in my opinion, this is the hardest course out of all the qualifyings. The wing nuts, no joke, incredibly difficult. And what's the second obstacle called? You know, with the rings?
The ring swing.
Ring swing. Yeah, that's a hard obstacle for people that are not used to it. And we've seen a few seasons now that it can really trip people up. So overall, in my opinion, this is a really tough course. And that new obstacle thing, that looked brutal. I mean, anything with a bungee, in my opinion, it's hard to describe but until you're on it. But when you're on a bungee, it's that much harder for anything when it comes to grip, because it's just not stationary. You have to make up for that slack of that bungee and that give. And with the bar, it's moving all around. You have to control it with your forearm muscles and your body posture. But not just that, I mean, it has a give, so it's that much harder every time you land. It's pulling on your body in terms of gravity and everything. So, I mean, just all the repetitions of all those movements and everything coalescing with each other. This is a brutal course.
What's funny is you're absolutely right, and I have to admit I didn't see it at first. When I first looked at this course, I thought, ooh, there's going to be a lot of finishers. This does not look that difficult. I don't know why I thought that. I was totally wrong. It definitely proved me wrong, not just in their runs, but, you know, kind of giving it some more logical thought and watching what was happening. It's like, oh, this is harder than I was first noticing.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of new in this course.
Yeah, I think it might be that there was not, like, it felt very familiar, a lot of obstacles that I kind of expect people to be able to do the wing nuts now as kind of a baseline skill. It's like putting the salmon ladder on there. Not that the salmon ladder is necessarily easy, but I expect everyone to be able to do it. So maybe that was it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just difficult. I don't know how many ninja gyms have wing nuts. I feel like everyone should, but at least the gyms in Southern California, correct me if I'm wrong, everyone, but there's no wing nuts in any of the gyms that I go to, or I've gone to, I should say. So it's one of those obstacles where, yeah, the wing nut's a staple, but unless you've trained on it, it's very difficult to just get on your first try.
Nope, it definitely is. And the spinning bridge really sent a lot of people flying this episode.
Yeah.
Definitely can't overlook it.
Never a joke, man.
So let's take a look at some of these runs here. We've got, right off the bat, James Wilson, the Natty Ninja. Gym owner and part-time He-Man, I think. I'm not sure. This guy's built like the toys I had as a kid.
Yeah, he's a yoked dude.
He's kind of struggling early on, more than I would expect for, you know, a guy in that shape as a gym owner and everything. I was like, oh wow, this is not going very well. But he did manage to get off the ring swing eventually. Ended up kicking the second wing nut though, which caused him to get all messed up during his transition. So unfortunately went out at the wing nuts.
Yeah, it surprised me that, you know, he kicked it, but then he decided to leap for the next wing nut while he was swinging. I mean, once again, I've never been on the wing nuts. I don't know, but it seems like an obstacle where just wait a second, let it, you know, calm down, and then, you know, swing to it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long it takes to calm down, but that's probably the way to do it. Definitely seems that way after the result. But after him, we had Johnny Piatella. Tyler. Sorry, Johnny.
It's me, man.
19 with 119 first cousins.
Oh my God. Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
I can not even close, really. I was gonna say I can kind of imagine because I haven't come from a big family, right? I not 8 on one side and 9 on the other, but 9 on one side and 4 on the other. So I do have a lot of first cousins.
Oh man,
but not to that degree.
Yeah, wow. People in your family have been busy too, man. I don't know. Just all those people, I'm like, wow. Like, bless all the women's hearts that, all the mothers in that family, because wow. I'm happy for this kid, he's got something that he's passionate about with all of his friends and family. For me though, it's just like, do you guys like come from like a small city or town? Do you guys make up like 50% of the population? Like, I wasn't even focused because I was trying to do the mathematics in my head, man.
Yeah, it was a lot. I was trying to do that too. I'm like, okay, so that's 17. Like, that still leaves. That means that all of them had like a lot of kids too, because for me, I've got 25, 30 or somewhere around first cousins. So he's not that many more people, and he's got 4 or 5 times the number of cousins. It's kind of a crazy. How do I say this? That family multiplies a lot.
Yeah. Trying to keep PG.
Yes.
So just to know, for your family reunions, what was that like? Was it like just a sea of people? Did you feel kind of isolated? Did you feel like, hey, everybody's family and this is cool?
Everybody's family, and it was very cool. We had some pretty crazy family reunions when I was younger. And
gotcha.
My branch of the family was the notorious one, right, for being such a big family. And it's like, oh, you're one of those kids. So it's like, yeah, I'm with that group.
Well, I mean, that's a good, I guess, foundation. Imagine your situation, but times 5, I guess, right? And we got this kid. I mean, he must just feel super loved. And I really hope, well, I say this, but we've had situations like this before. If people are putting in as much work as he is doing in Ninja Warrior, that could be really cool. From his family, I mean.
Yeah, they had a great energy. The guy himself and his family, it was just a really good, feel-good run.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those stories where you'd imagine I'd be itching to hate, but everybody was so positive and loving. I loved it, and the run as well. He looks super young, but I was like, yeah. How are you over 18, man? But I was really rooting for this kid.
Yeah, he did a crazy slide across a spinning bridge, barely making it, but he did. He couldn't hang on to the second wing nut, though. He got his hands on it and just lost his grip, so went out there. It
happens. He made it though, right, to the next round?
He went out on the wing nut, so no, I don't believe so.
Oh man, I guess I just figured that wing nuts were the cutoff.
Actually, you know what? I gotta look. Nope, double checking on ANW Nation. Thank you once again, Nikki Lee, for keeping that up to date for us. Slingshot was the cutoff, so unfortunately Johnny did not move on.
Yeah, and more people made it deeper in the course than I guess I imagined.
But next up in the course, we had Amanda Odell, the lunch lady ninja. Which, quick little side note for all you ninjas out there, I really feel like adding the word ninja is unnecessary, right? It's not the ninja weatherman, it's the weatherman, right? It's the muscle ball, the flex Labreck. You just keep the ninja off, right? The lunch lady. Hey, that's great. I love that.
Yeah, I guess the issue is that it was fine before, but I feel like every single person is a something ninja. It's X ninja. I mean, I would be the podcasting ninja, the armchair ninja, or the librarian ninja at this point, because apparently everybody has to have a something ninja. Yeah. I understand what you're saying. I mean, it's easy to do, so I can't fault them for it. But if you want to stand out, I agree with you, Richie. Take out ninja and just do your thing.
Yeah. The lunch lady angle's perfect. I wasn't crazy about the segment overall, but I like that angle, and I think it really works to make her stand out.
Yeah, it just went a little long for me, but I didn't mind it just because, I mean, how often do you see a lunch lady? I mean, I guess this is the issue. It looks like she's a lunch lady, but like maybe people are different now. But when I was in school, lunch ladies weren't giving me talks about what was she doing, like environmentally healthy living or something like that.
Yeah, healthy
like
eating
all this stuff.
and
Like I'm like, are you part of an organization or something, lady? Like what's really going on here? I don't know. I have to look into it, but I'm questioning how accurately she's just a lunch lady.
yeah, I'm not sure either. And the healthy eating, like I've seen some of the lunches that people post on online with their school lunches, and it don't look like that.
Yeah.
But she was looking pretty decent on the course. She seemed surprised by how well she was doing. I kind of wish they hadn't pointed it out because I was noticing as she was going along, and then they really made a point of showing that shocked face of hers the whole way.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you're a newbie, there's a certain level of confidence and there's a certain level of like realistically, I'm just gonna be really happy to get this far.
She even got the third wing nut. I was surprised at that point. I made the same face at that point. She ended up going out on the first slingshot hop, but very great run, especially for a rookie.
Yeah, 100%. Props to her. I'm sure she's really, really proud of herself in this run, and she should be, because this is not an easy course, and in particular, those wing nuts for a newbie, not easy.
In the fast forwards that came up next, we had Mike Wright, the Speedo Ninja. I felt like we had to mention him. Who ended up going
Speedo,
out.
man.
I know.
It's like it feels like it gets smaller every year. I'm sure it's the same size, but man, that thing is tiny.
It's jarring every time, yes. But he ended up going out on the slingshot this time. Next up, we have Mike Bernardo, who totally recaptured our hearts. Not like he ever really lost it, but wow, this was a segment.
Yeah, man. I mean, just before you even run it down, for me, I was, especially with the skills challenge last year, I was like, where's Mike Bernardo? Like, why on earth is he not, like, competing in any of this? And I felt like he just fell off the face of the planet, really. And I was like, this isn't cool, guys. Like, you're just ghosting Mike Bernardo? This dude is, like, the man. It sounds more so like it was his decision and some more personal things going on with him. And I'm just, very happy. Not happy is the right term, but I guess feeling privileged and very I don't even know the term, but whatever it is, I'm very thankful. How about that? For hearing his story.
Yeah, and for those that don't remember offhand, this past September he fell at work, flexing his neck backwards, neck and head, I think they said. So he's having health struggles, and then when they were diagnosing and working on all that, they thought he may have ALS, and that it might be like a degenerative disease of some sort, that he wouldn't be able to, continue to do his job or run Ninja, like, kind of a big life-changing thing coming. So he started drinking every day. It was a very long segment with a lot of details. So he ended up going to stay with Chris Wilczewski up in New Jersey to kind of get back focused and get himself healthy and on track. It was very, very touching, and there didn't seem to be an ounce of fakeness to it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it feels like they ham things up and stuff. You could see it written on the faces on the sidelines how serious this was, like, and how, they mentioned a few weeks earlier, it looked like he wouldn't even be running. He was in Atlanta. He was telling them that he wasn't going to be running that year.
Yeah, man. Every single season we hear typically a story about it. Well, a ninja that we're close with, and it just stands out to you, and it's something that's memorable. I mean, last season, Chris Wilczewski, there was one season with Flip Rodriguez and his abuse in his youth. The Cowboy Ninja and his wife dealing with problems. There's these stories that really, really hit you where it's like, whoa, I did not know you went through that. And I just have so much respect for you for that. This is really a real thing. I mean, he thought his, athletic career or just career in general could be over due to this. Something that's very serious. ALS is no joke. We've seen it in a few cases on ANW, with loved ones. And it's real to talk about, like, I resorted to drinking or, like vices where, dealing with depression or whatever it could be the cause. But most importantly, I respect the fact that it seems like he was very quickly able to realize and be self-aware of that and get himself out of that situation. And that is so incredibly important. And he had a good friend to confide in with Chris Wilczewski. And all this stuff this is real. And as you said, you could see it in their faces. There's no fakeness about this. The drama's there. They're just telling the story. And I'm genuinely just, I guess, relieved is the best term in the fact that at least right now, he's not officially diagnosed with ALS. It might just be another disorder that, while still can be serious, is not as serious as ALS. And I really hope it turns out to be that. And I wish this guy the best.
I wish I'd written it down. They did say what he's currently diagnosed with, and I didn't quite catch it.
Yeah, me neither.
But it does sound like it's not the end of his story, I guess.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, this is no shock to anybody. Mike Bernardo gets a visually profound video of the night. I mean, what's even going to be close to that? I mean, this is going to be the story of this season, hopefully, or not hopefully, but like if anything's even close to this, man, we got some good stories. But yeah, this was legit. I mean, once again, Mike Bernardo, he's one of the the guys when you think about like the most, I guess, like serious about ANW, it's him. He does a backslap with his friends and all the stuff that's in honor of Sasuke itself, and scary stuff.
But a heck of a run by Mike. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Was with him all the way through, and it was, like I said, it was written on the faces of his sideline supporters, like a dramatic run. Absolutely loved every second of it.
Yeah, it was emotional.
Yeah. Very.
Yeah, and he made it up the mega wall, right? No, warped wall.
The regular wall. He did the regular wall. Thank God. I would not want to see him attempting to. Like, it was a big enough moment as it was.
Yeah, because in one part of the narrative of his run was the hosts were once again telling us or reminding us that, as you said, Rich, he wasn't even planning to run in this region. He was going to take a break from ANW for probably a year, I'm guessing. And he just went on and did his thing, and he made it all the way through on a very hard course. And for the drama involved, but more importantly for the proving it to himself and overcoming so much. I mean, Mark Bernardo also gets the athletically profound run of the night. And this was amazing all around. A+, just probably, in my opinion, one of the best moments of the season already.
Yeah, very well said. After him, a tough act to follow, but we had Cameron Nave, the kilt-wearing ninja rookie, running for his father who had died, who helped him build obstacles at their home. His mom was crying on the sidelines as he started. Like, he didn't even get onto the course, and she was already emotional.
Yeah. I mean, this is why I love this episode. This was another really emotional, powerful story. It could easily go like, oh, rolling your eyes, like, but it wasn't. They told the story in a real manner, and it, at least in my opinion, it didn't seem like manipulative. Like, there wasn't like, oh, looking like all of the stuff that we used to complain about. For me, I really like the fact that he just brought like, hey, my father passed, but like he really cared about ANW and wanted me to like prove this and all this kind of stuff. And I really liked it. The whole kilt thing, no idea. I mean, that wasn't part of the story, but I understand he probably, there's probably some reasoning for that. But once again, kind of like one of the earlier contestants, this guy looked so young. I mean, these 19-year-olds, yeah. Man, I don't know.
I honestly, he's the first time I've ever seen someone on there that I thought they made an exception to the rule for some reason. Like, when I first saw him, I thought, oh, are they letting like a 14-year-old just run it for fun or something? And then I realized, oh my God, he's one of the contestants.
Yeah, like they said I believe it was him. They said he was like 6'1" or something. And because I couldn't even compute his height because he looked so young. And I'm like, oh yeah, he's an adult. What? Like, once again, I don't know. I mean, maybe I hit 30 and just everybody became children to me. But
yep, that's
dang,
exactly
man.
what happens. But yeah, he did really well. He did well on the course. Like he wasn't doing it smoothly, and I really didn't know how far he was going to go, but he just somehow kept pushing through. When he beat Wignuts, I've got a question mark. You're like, beat the Wignuts? Like what? And yeah, he ended up going out on the big drop on the slingshot, but very impressive run for a rookie who just gritted through.
Yeah, he gritted through, showed a lot of heart. I wasn't too shocked about him doing well, just because, at least from the video, I imagined he was training and everything pretty seriously for his, dedicating it to his father and everything. But, man, no shame in falling at the very end of that slingshot obstacle, because that thing looks brutal. Especially for a 14-year-old, because unless I see that ID, I'm going to start believing he's 14.
It would make a lot more sense. After him, though, we had Tyler Yamauchi, the muscle ball, the 5'1" phenom.
Rich, when they started showing, it just was, I don't know, they're hyping up Tyler Yamauchi, all this stuff without a video or anything. And it just, for me, it seemed so obvious that Tyler was going to get one of the fastest runs. I am like, come on, ANW producers, make it a little bit less obvious than this. They did the
you
most
couldn't be
fake
more
out of fake
right.
outs.
I totally thought you were going to say that it was so obvious he was falling, and I was thinking, no, I was thinking he was going to set one of the fastest times for them to race for.
Yeah, bro, that's all I could think about. I am like, come on. Everything screamed he was going to, get the fastest time.
I hate them for doing this to me. Totally got me on this one. Huge gasp. I was like, my notes on this are just no.
Yeah. Dude, that sucks. Tyler Yamauchi is the man, dude. And he's really, really talented. I would have loved to see him in Vegas this year. But also, I don't know. This is kind of a course that I'd imagine he would do well in. I mean, there's a lot of laches and gymnastic E type things. Damn, sucks, man.
Hate it. He fell in the spinning bridge. He hit the front of the fourth ball and it just spun out at him and just ruined all of our seasons.
Yeah, it's always the obstacles, the non-balance obstacles. All the ninjas, you're like, oh, they got this and primed. But then that balance obstacle comes and it's like, bam, you done, buddy. It is got to be the biggest fear for most ninjas. I don't know if that's true, but I have to imagine it is.
Yeah, top contender for shocking fall of the year right now. Hated this fall. Tyler, if you're listening,
I was floored.
You got him next year, buddy. We're supporting you.
Yeah.
Next up, Jackson Twait, the rookie whose cat is his best friend, who he rides around a scooter with a stuffed cat in, and nearly derailed this very fantastic episode for us.
I got thoughts. Yeah.
I want to hear your thoughts on this guy's segment.
I need to collect myself. I'm getting heated just thinking. Okay. I'm going to try to be calm. I'm going to try to be nice. This was, in my opinion, the most frustrating segment of the year and of the season. Why was this here? I know the answer, but still the question has to be asked. Why? I don't think, unless there is a real story going on, these segments where, hey, I have a pet, this is my pet, isn't that cool? It never works, in my opinion. If there's a story behind it, right? I rescued this pet, or my pet is whatever it could be. There can be a real story there if you approach it the correct way. This. What was this? Hey, I have a cat. Cool. I do cat things. People know me as a cat guy. I ride around with a freaking stuffed cat with goggles. Get out of here. This is horse abs level. Shame, shame, shame. This was the worst. I don't know what was going on here. My jaw was floored by the stupidity on the screen. I was so upset because it just kept going when I was like, all right, end this, end the suffering. No, they just had to just dig in that knife even more. It never ended. And the worst part was that stupid stuffed cat. Because I don't know if you heard it, Ridge, but they were acting like that was a real cat on that freaking bike. Oh no, you weren't supposed to know that was a stuffed cat, I don't feel.
Oh no, there's no way.
This was so stupid. This was so dumb. I know, like, people can be like, oh, it was goofy. Grant McCartney does goofy things, blah, blah, blah. Nah, this wasn't goofy. This was stupid. There is a difference. I am sorry for my language if kids are around, but this was so bad. This was cringeworthy. I guess I can't say it's horse abs to the degree of horse abs, because horse abs, by default, they fall on, like, the first or second obstacle, right? But man, was this bad. Shame, shame, shame. All right, I'm done. I am sweating. I am angry. Woo! Calm down. Woosa.
You're the voice of the rest of us, because I gotta say, I find it hard to imagine, other than his close family and friends, who I'm sure are very supportive. Does anybody out there that, please let us know? Are we crazy? Is this not one of the worst segments you've ever seen? Because I don't understand what they were thinking with this one. It's totally baffling to me. And Jackson did amazing on the course. This guy, I actually made note after the segment was, this guy had better finished. And he did. He did amazing. Very impressive. I think they just liked making the cat puns. I mean, I don't know. Like
I got nothing to say about his run. I apologize to this guy because I'm sure he's a nice guy. And once again, it's not his, to a degree. Because
he has to own a bit of this one, I think.
Yeah, but like, man. If you do well on American Ninja Warrior, and the producers are like, all right, we have to create a segment for you because you're going on to the final whatever, right? Come up with a better storyline than, hey, I've got a cat. Please, for the love of God, people.
There is nobody. There's not a person out there listening right now that doesn't have a more interesting story than this. There is always something better than that.
This was the stuff that Rich and I were fearful of for ANW Junior. And guess what? ANW Junior was never this bad. It was awesome. The storylines were real and legit. And yet on ANW proper, we're subjugated to this? Nah, step up your game, ANW. I know you could do better. Oh, I'm heated.
Yeah, for sure.
On my favorite episode of the season, nonetheless.
A 146 finish. He would go on to actually run in the Power Tower, which was really, I didn't see that coming. I didn't think he was going to be that far. I think he just had a really good time that gets beat later, but wow, like fantastic for a rookie with a cat to do so well.
I feel bad. I mean, I wasn't rooting against him, but I sure wasn't like, oh yay, I get to see more of him. And I feel bad. I mean, I'm sure he's a great guy, but man, after that segment, I was not ready to see more of this guy.
But next on the course, we had Michelle Warnky.
Yes.
Who
bring it back, Michelle.
Just, in true warrior fashion, decided to paint her face with blood as she ran the course, whacking her face with the ring and smiling about it, just like thinking nothing of it. Managed to beat this. I was so excited. I can't even get the words out. She managed to beat the slingshot and finish the course. The third female finisher this year. Very excited for Michelle to do that. She is fantastic, a fantastic ninja, a fantastic person, and has just been a beacon in the ninja community. And I love to see her continuing it on.
I'm so happy for Michelle. She is amazing. She faced adversity, as you said, hitting her head, and the one of the worst places you can like get cut is right above your eye. And I think it was a little bit more inside her eye, but still, the blood was going into her eye. And that's the worst case scenario. And she stayed calm, positive, and she even cracked a smile after hitting her head. Like, she was always poised and focused in a scenario where it's very easy to, like, be distracted. And, man, she just, the whole time, was so incredibly strong on one of the hardest courses, once again, I feel. And she made it look not like child's play, but she was great. I don't know what else to call it, but man, I was really, really impressed with Michelle Warnky, and I was really, really happy for her.
Yeah, she beat it without serious struggle at all. Like you said, not that she made it look easy, but she certainly didn't make it look difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Do you wonder sometimes, like, this happens enough that it almost feels like boxing, where they should have, like, somebody come running in with a little Q-tip thing to, like, stop the bleeding so they can continue on.
Yeah, I mean, I can totally see that. I mean, it's hard because that, in a situation like an ANW run, because I've been there, you're hyper-focused and you just want to keep on moving from one to the other. Also, you're timed, so anything that distracts you or pauses from that time frame can really step off not only the A&W athlete ninja from their game, but also can create unfair, like, there's too many complications with it. So I understand why. Like, I guess the best case scenario would be have towels before every single obstacle, just in case you personally want to, like, clean yourself off. I guess that would be the best case.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But I totally understand what you mean, man. Because yeah, there are certain situations where it's like, hey, can you just give me some of that Vaseline stuff to clog this up very quick?
Yeah, but after her, we had a couple of fast forwards of some notorious ninjas that I figured they would have a big segment this season with or completely skipped. I wasn't quite sure what they're going to do with this. The Towers of Power, Brandon Mears and Dan Palizzi.
Like, they were hyping these guys up not only at the end of last episode, but like the beginning of this one, right?
Yeah, they showed them. They had a little blurb there. Anyway, I thought we'd see one of them.
Nah, man.
We usually see one of them.
I mean, we might see them in the... Wait, did they make it? Yeah, they made it. So, I mean, we might see them in the finals. Again, guys, just please don't do the bro thing. Just end it.
They both went out in the slingshot. Both made the top 30, so we will see them in finals, hopefully with a segment.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they're great.
Yes, they are. They're great ninjas, and very entertaining when they're not broing it up a little too much.
Yeah, it's not like they don't have personality.
Yeah. After them, we had their good friend Ethan Swanson take the course.
Wow.
This absolute lunatic continues to put his life in danger, training with fear, as he calls it, high up, no pads below or very little. I love him and I hate him at the same time. The sheer anxiety he causes me. I don't understand how he keeps doing this.
Oddly enough, I totally understand what you're saying, man. It's like, it's this video was insane. Like, if it wasn't for Mike Bernardo, this would easily get the video of the night. And it's like, I've seen these death-defying things before from people that are just, in my mind, out of their mind. But, like, I don't know why, but, like, I guess because it's more relative or I've been there. The whole hanging from a crane over, like, a city is terrifying. But actually, like, being in the rafters of a ninja warehouse with no padding gave me even greater anxiety. Because I'm like, what are you doing? And, like, I guess it's that relativity where I've been in those warehouses. I know how high up that is. And I know you fall, you're breaking, like, half of everything in your body. And
I fell from about 12 feet up. Just to be clear, like, I fell from a very small distance compared to what this guy fell.
I'm sorry, I totally forgot. Yeah, give your thoughts, bro.
Like, I was over, like, a fairly, substantial padding, and I was only, like, my hands were at about the 12 feet mark, and not like my feet were there. Like, I was not that high up, and it's been a very dramatic injury, that I've, whined about a few times on here. This guy things could have gone very, very badly. Now, I have heard him in interviews. I don't know. I don't remember which podcast it was or that I listened to last season. I think it was the official one. He talked about the preparation that he does and stuff. This is not done lightly. He's a professional.
I'm sure.
He analyzes things to a crazy degree. He knows what he's doing, but still.
Yeah, I mean, you have to know what you're doing to be doing what he's doing for so long, and I'll just leave it to that, right? There's got to be immense preparation, but still, I mean, there can always be something that goes wrong, and I'm happy it hasn't. And if this works for him, who am I or anybody to tell him what to do? But man, once again, as you said, the anxiety. That said, I mean, honestly, I liked this video a lot. As much anxiety as it gave me, I was like, hey, this is some craziness that you don't see. I mean, what, you're going to see Drew Drechsel doing the same thing? No. And please, Drew, don't. I'm just saying, like, wow. Like, hey, it's creative, and I don't know if entertaining is the right word, but it definitely will keep my eyes on the television screen, right?
Yeah, he's a daredevil. He in the most traditional sense, in the truest sense, he's doing death-defying stunts, and it's working, and it's definitely gets your attention.
Yeah, I mean, if he can do all that, I mean, you can do as many dumb hand-waving dances as you want, you know?
I was waiting for you to comment on that. So he's still doing the swan,
but yeah,
the swan motion. It's a little much. It's definitely a little much, but I still like it. He was going through very fast. He wanted to get the speed pass, and in the process, made the slingshot look like a joke.
Man. I mean, I guess that's what he means when he says, like, you know, no fear, because, man.
Oh, my God. Just bouncing his way through. Like, absolutely, I was laughing. Like, it just was so crazy, this method he used of just essentially just bouncing along half of these instead of doing full motions and back and forth and everything else. He shaved it down to 119. He finished this incredibly difficult course in.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the way he went through that, it didn't even look like possible, or like, you know, it may be possible because they're bungees, but like, nobody in their right mind should be able to do that. But he did it and made it, as you said, look super easy. I mean, that was craziness. So, I mean, props to him. He figured out a way that worked for him to get through that like nobody's business, and go Ethan Swan, man.
Yeah, the Swan was flying. Fastest time of the night. Looked like there's absolutely no way anyone's going to touch that time, and no one did. He did end up getting the fastest time of the night.
I mean, who's going to? No,
but that's fast.
How many people are as crazy as he is to try that?
Right. That's the thing. Like, and that's halfway through the episode, like just a little better than. Kind of interesting to have the two fastest runs in the first half of the episode.
Oh, that is a very good point, man. You know what? Props. I very much appreciate that stuff. They are a long ways away from that Palm Wonderful stuff that you hated.
Yeah, this was great. I mean, it's a little palmy at the end, but whatever. It was good. Still good. Still lots of drama.
Mm-hmm.
We had some fast forwards, including Jerry DeRilio. I got fast forwarded, who went out on the slingshot. Did make the top 5 women. Got 4th place, and we will see her in the finals.
Yeah. I'd just like to point out once again, the 4th place finisher of the women fell on the slingshot, the penultimate obstacle. The women were amazing, as always, when it comes to that region. I know Ohio's new, but like whatever region that is, the women always are amazing.
Well, that's the thing. This is the second region this year that 4 women were in the top 30. At least the second.
That's awesome.
Like they would have been the Fantastic Four a couple of seasons ago. Now it's just not even noteworthy enough for ANW to point out the fact that 4 of them hit the top 30. Next up, we had Drew Lachey from 98 Degrees, who they may have hyped up a little bit for this episode.
Yeah, but they didn't hype him up as like an ANW like competitor or anything. I was rooting for this guy. I don't know why, but he just seemed like a genuinely nice dude. And maybe I just got rose-colored glasses, but I enjoyed like, hey, I was a former, well, I guess I'm silly, you know, boy band singer star. worldwide recognized, but like he didn't have any cockiness or any of that type of like, snootiness. He's just like, hey, my family's like a really big fan of this and I'm really excited to try this out. And he just screams dad, right? Like a dad bod, dad vibe and everything. Not like a dad athlete, but just a dad. Just going for this and trying his best. And I was like, you go, buddy. I really hope you do well.
Yeah, he wasn't so bad. And at least he trains ninja. I was excited. I was happy for that. At least it wasn't just like we've seen, with some of the NASCAR drivers and other ones that don't have anything to do with ninja typically. So I mean, he's a fan, obviously, and he's training for it. So good for him. It also helps to show off the course a little bit. He got hung up on the ring swing and couldn't hop it off. Just shows like how much technique goes into some of these motions that we take for granted.
Yeah, as soon as his body was like completely evened out on that, I'm like, you're done, buddy. Like these are not the motions or the body posture you should be doing on this. But I'm really happy for him. I'm sure his family was incredibly ecstatic. Like it's one of those things where I have to imagine his children could not care less about him being like an international star from a band of 98 Degrees. Like my fiance and I almost jumped in a grave when I heard this, where I was like, hey, it's Lachey, the dude from 98 Degrees. And my fiance's like, what's 98 Degrees? Are you talking about 85 Degrees, the restaurant? I'm like, no, 98 Degrees is the famous band. And she's like, she just looked at me like I was like an old man, like a withered old man.
Wow.
And I am like, dude, I'm not that much older than you. Like, yeah, just brutally. I'm curious how many people out there like know 98 Degrees, NSYNC, and Backstreet Boys, because like late 90s, those were the peeps.
They were.
In Blackstreet, if you're from my hood, but yeah. B2K.
And how many people would even know that that's where Justin Timberlake came from? This generation, that he's just Justin now.
Yeah. Hey, people, did you know Beyonce was once in a band?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they've gone so solo, like they've just left everything else in the dust.
Yeah. Oh man.
Slight divergence here. Let's get back on track here. We've got after him some fast forwards, including Dustin Rocho, who is an old school ANW veteran. I'm afraid I do not recognize.
I have no idea who you're talking about. Sorry.
Okay, well, they showed him, like, he had been on the course years ago. He is back. Okay, I just want to make sure he wasn't some big name that I forgot.
Nope.
And Labreck's boyfriend also got fast-forwarded, going out on Slingshot. Oh, sorry. Labreck's fiance.
Yeah, her fiance. Get it right. Don't shame this guy. You have to get his name correct. Labreck's fiance.
Speaking of which, Jesse Labreck took the course next, and their segment was about them getting married and the proposal and how everybody calls him Labreck's boyfriend, and now he's Labreck's fiance, which almost felt directed at you, Bijan.
Yeah, I felt personally attacked, or called out. But, I guess I'm happy I'm not the only one, because every once in a while I feel a little bad. Not too much, because once again, I mean, he's with Jesse Labreck. How bad can you be, buddy? But, still, I'm glad he's in on the joke, because that's all you can ask of somebody, I don't ever want these types of things to ever be like mean-spirited, even Cat Dude. I mean, I don't genuinely wish him poor or ill upon them or anything. So I'm glad he's in good vibes about the whole thing. But I mean, yeah, just change your name to Labreck's fiance, because that's gonna be your name until you're her husband.
Well, it's just kind of funny. Like they have the weirdest segments for these two, because last season, one of the segments for Jesse was that everybody gets her mixed up with the other Jesse, and it's like it's just kind of weird, like meta jokes within their segments somehow.
Yeah, I guess I never caught that, but you're right. It's kind of like Woolly Shadows. That said, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, her first name's Jessie, but like she looks nothing like Jessie Graff or anything, so I don't know.
But on the course, she definitely proved her merit once again. Before they even said it, I was thinking she might try for the power tower. It crossed my mind because she's pretty fast.
She'd be the one. Out of the women, yeah. I mean, she'd be the one.
Yeah, like it's not even like a question. There's no other woman like Jesse Graff, Barclay Style, they're all fantastic. But as far as speed goes, I would put Jessie Labreck definitely well above the rest.
Yeah, I mean, she comes from a track background. I mean, just skill, background, everything in general. I mean, she is the one that could do it. That said, I mean, think about how many women have hit a buzzer and for her own sake, like her own mentality. I'm sure she really wanted to hit a buzzer this season. And do you risk it? I don't know, but I can't fault her not for trying, but I could see her maybe next year or the year after going for that mega wall, like attempting it. Could you imagine? That would be like Casey Catanzaro status. Like, I mean, maybe not, but I feel like it could be one of those really, really historic moments.
Yeah, I think it could too.
Also, I guess predicated that she makes it up. I mean, has a woman attempted the mega wall before? I'm not sure.
She's attempted that height in the Vegas challenges, I'm pretty sure.
But just in general?
I can't remember if she did or not last season. I feel like she might have. But yeah. But on the course, she was having no issues at all. Right through the slingshot, beats the whole thing. She is her third qualifying buzzer in a row. Only Megan Martin has also done that. That's crazy.
All right, give me your top 3 picks of women to complete stage 1 in Vegas.
Top 3 for this season?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems relatively straightforward. It's the two Jessies, Labreck and Graff, are top of the list. I mean, Alyssa Beard's done it, so she would seem the top next pick. I don't know if I would go against that. I can't think of... We had one other qualifier finish, but she's not new, but kind of a breakout performance this year. I don't know. Warnky's definitely capable. There's other ones capable, but my money would be on Alyssa to do it again.
Yeah, I mean, when you bring it down like that, I'm like, oh, well, I guess you can't go against those 3, right? But I guess if there was one that I would say I feel very strongly is going to make it also, it's going to be, oh my God, I'm blinking on her name. The 5 foot, she's also 5 feet.
Barclay
Socket, thank you. Man, I just blank on names. Like, I see them, and I'm like, oh, that person. And I'm like, I can't speak it. I feel strongly Barclay is going to make it.
I was about to say it's a tall order. I'll say it anyway. It would definitely be a tall order for her to do it. She did an amazing job, like darn near perfect run last time in stage 1. So we'll see if she can improve on it this year. Oh my God, I'll probably end up falling off the chair or the couch if she does. So
she's come so close 2 seasons in a row.
There's no one I would want as much as I think Labreck is well overdue to have that moment. And I would be super thrilled for her to do it. I'd love to see Jessica. I'd love to see any of them do it. But there would be nobody I would be more excited to see than Barclay do it.
Mm-hmm. Cosign.
We had a fast forward of Michael Torres next, who could have had the second fastest time, but chose to go with the mega wall and ended up failing out on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't fault him. I don't know. I could see him, like, Michael Torres is the type of guy that was very fast, very impressive. He might have benefited from going for the power tower, and having a segment dedicated to him. But yeah. I mean, it's what. Hey, go for it, bro. I'm not gonna fault anybody for going for it if they think they can do it.
He was like, you know what? We already have a veteran and a rookie all set to go. Why would I want to break this pattern? Let's just go with it. Let's just do the mega wall.
Yep. It's a whole thing.
It became a thing. I can't believe that happened the whole bloody season. I guess technically not on the first one. I mean, Hunter's been there before, but he's still relatively new.
Yeah. And actually in the the city finals, they're not going to have the option for the mega wall. So we're going to see more people go for the power tower or fastest time just in general. Maybe, because I mean the extended courses are way, way more difficult. So maybe they're just trying to survive.
Yeah, I think so, but we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. I think I've gotten lots of little hints here, there. Not hints, I guess, but like people say, wait till you see what happened in this city. Wait till you see what happened in this city. So
I avoid those like landmines, man. I don't want to know anything.
Everybody's been very respectful and not spoiled things for me. Just that basically, like, some stuff happens.
Mm-hmm. Just wait. The cat dude's gonna DM me tomorrow with all spoilers of the whole season. He's like, haha, take this.
Final run of the night before the Power Tower, we have Grant McCartney take the course. More serious this year is the plan. Failed to qualify for Vegas the last 2 years. It's so funny in a way because, like, Grant's all over the show. Like, they feature him a lot. They like to use him because he's so entertaining and he is great.
Oh, yeah.
But it must be frustrating for people that have, like, hit stage 2 years in a row, can't get a segment, can't even get a fast forward. Grant failed to qualify the last 2 years and gets all this airtime.
I mean, honestly, I do not fault them in the slightest. Grant is the epitome of what ninjas that I guess aren't being shown, and I don't know their personalities, but Grant is doing everything right when it comes to, if you want to be shown, don't do what Grant's doing, but be creative like how Grant approaches himself. I mean, not to go into it again, but Rich, you brought up before, Grant originally went on this show, it was more about a tragic story. And then to avoid that, he brought in this whole persona of just bringing out his personality, being fun. And now, I'll tell you right now, out of all of the ninjas on ANW, people that I work with and people around me that don't watch ANW, they recognize Jesse Graff and they recognize Grant McCartney. Those are the two people that they recognize. So he's obviously doing something right. I don't fault them at all.
Well said. He's 20 pounds heavier this year. He does time with that again. I was on one of the podcasts. I'm not sure I remember which. Pretty sure it was the main ANW podcast. He talked about, like, you know, always being kind of heavier set, especially for a ninja, and trying to shed weight for different things and people, you know, giving him tips, techniques, stuff. And it never felt right. It never felt healthy. Every time he dropped the weight, it just didn't suit him, right? He's just a stockier guy. That's just the way he's built. That's the way his body's naturally inclined to be, which is cool that he just goes with that.
Yeah, go, you know, do whatever works for you, what you're comfortable with. That's awesome.
He took a few extra swings on the ring swing and then made it through the rest of the course. It was kind of a Palm Wonderful run in a way, right? It was like, okay, so it's the last run of the night. We can see he's not going for fastest time. Like, it's definitely about the mega wall. Like, he's probably going to make it. Like, it really didn't seem likely that he would fail it until he missed the first one. And then I was like, oh, man, did they get no finishers? And this is the best they could do is, like, you know, Grant came close, so we'll use him at the end. So I was very relieved to see that he did manage to get on the second attempt. Good for him.
Yeah, I was happy for him. I did not see this as a Palm Wonderful. Like, I was curious how well or how far he was going to get. I guess I wasn't... I didn't realize that it was the last run of the night. And I don't know, man. I was really happy for him. Grant has never been the fastest ninja or the most technical ninja, but he finds a way to get through, right? And he always has all of this charisma and just genuine joy going through this. And he went for that freaking mega wall and did it, bro. That was awesome. I was so happy for him. Yeah. I don't know what else to say when it comes to Grant McCartney, but I'm happy to see him, and I hope he goes further. He's, in my opinion, he's never going to be a ninja that, like, makes it to the top of stage 4, but he's always going to be so incredibly entertaining, exceeding all expectations.
So that brought us to the Power Tower with Jackson Twait versus Ethan Swanson. And I honestly overlooked Jackson way more than I should have.
I mean, same here, bro.
What a great race. This is probably my favorite Power Tower race that we've had all season. It was phenomenal. It was unexpected. A lot of back and forth. Jackson ended up getting ahead and was the first one to the top and had a pretty decent leg up on Ethan. It was like, oh my God, Jackson Twait is going to win the power tower for this region. I was blown away. And then all of a sudden, Ethan just goes, it's high, whatever, who cares? He just flings himself across and makes it to the buzzer first. It was fantastic.
Hey, I mean, when it comes to Swan, his story basically was the narrative of this episode. It came to fit, and like him just taking risks factored into him going through the slingshot and him going just for it at the very end of the power tower. And good for Swan in particular, because I mean, I don't usually actively root against competitors, but I'll be honest with you, I really did not need Cat Dude to win the power tower.
That's so mean.
I know I'm terrible, but
so
I'm just
mean.
saying.
Some poor kid, just a little kid rookie. But yeah,
I wish
earned.
Cat Dude all the best. Just please, no more cat stuff.
But yes, Ethan Swanson, one of my favorites, who I felt has been overlooked a few times along the way, definitely got his shine and proved he deserved it this episode. It was fantastic. Like you said, it played in perfectly to his storyline. His whole segment played out really on the course with both the slingshot and the power tower. It was it was wonderful. So there was at least a couple of people skipped this episode that we haven't covered yet. Johnny Wilder, who I knew that name, an 18-year-old. When I went searching back, he's the 18-year-old who got fourth in NNL last year on a really tough course. Touching like a support beam.
Wow.
Yeah, he got skipped completely. He ended up going out on the spinning bridge, but
so he's not even going to make it to the city finals.
No, and there's a few of these that got skipped that aren't going to be going on to the city finals. And it also includes John Luby, one of the older competitors that we've seen before, Jimmy Choi.
Oh man,
yeah, they skipped him.
That dude's
completely.
Awesome.
And Kyle Schulze, one of my favorites, ended up getting.
So he did run.
Yeah.
Where did he place?
They all went out on spinning bridge. And one more person that went out on spinning bridge that I definitely had to bring to your attention. Guess who went out on spinning bridge and didn't get shown at all?
Oh no.
Ian Dory.
No.
Yeah, he did.
No. Ian Dory got skipped, completely not even shown. He got ghosted, huh?
Ghosted completely. No Ian Dory segment.
Wow. I don't get it, man. Ian Dory, I don't even need to bring up the accolades of Ian Dory. Come on. Everybody, this guy made it to, Season 3 how many seasons in a row, dude?
He made it once. You say that every time. He made it one time. But it's still,
what is it?
He made it the same year that he's come close. If he almost beat it. He came so incredibly close on the year that Jeff and Isaac beat it. So it kind of got overshadowed.
Wow. Man, still, I think the world of Ian Dory. I think that guy is a man. Now I think about it, what about Brian Arnold?
As far as I can tell, Brian didn't run.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and
I know Noah Kaufman isn't running anymore.
Yeah.
He's pretty much retired from A&W. But those are the other two big pillars. I mean, other than I guess
they've kind of expanded out.
Martin
I mean, they kept
stuff,
they bring up
yeah.
A few other people, right? Jerry DeRilio, they seem to kind of mention her a lot with the Wolfpack, and Dan Yeager.
Yeah. There's definitely the Wolfpack's definitely expanded. But when I think about the OGs, wow.
Oh, and also I noticed that Isaac Caldiero was nowhere to be mentioned this season, so I guess he didn't run this time.
Wow, you're right. I thought. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought Isaac was going to run this year.
I thought he was too. He ran last year, but
wow, I'm very curious what happened with that.
I don't know. Disappointing season. Decided not to come back. Maybe.
I mean, that sucks. I mean, let's be real. We've had our fun making fun of Isaac or saying our things, but I genuinely would like to see him back and doing his thing.
I'd love to watch him falling spinning bridge. That would have been fantastic. Sorry. One last dig. I'll stop. But yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess not the year for the Wolfpack. I don't know, man.
No, hopefully next year we'll see them go further and get some love, get some attention.
Yeah, what do you think it is? Like ANW's butthurt about the Wolfpack Ninja Tour? I mean, I can't imagine that's the case because like they showed Jeff Britton's Ninja Nation love. Like,
yeah.
I don't think they've ever been. I guess I don't feel like they've ever been like dismissive of regional competitions, but I don't know.
We'll see. Before we wrap it up, John, do we have any 5-star reviews this week?
We do. We've got a 5-star review from Abby Renee. This is my favorite podcast. I listen to every single episode all the time. Please keep up the good work. Oh, wonderful. Good words. I appreciate it. But Abby Renee, you are the 5-star review of the week. I love you. I appreciate you. You are the best. Go Abby.
All right. If you'd like to get your own 5-star shout out from Bijan, make sure to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It would be very much appreciated. It helps to get the word out there. And if you'd like to reach out to us, you can reach me as rich@ninjapodcast.com. I'm at Ninja Podcast on both Instagram and Twitter. And Bijan, how can they reach you?
Yeah, hit me up at Twitter and Instagram at Bijan151. That is Bijan 151. Also, check out the North Park Library Facebook page for some really, really fun videos this week.
All right. Thank you all so much for listening, and have a wonderful week.
Peace, love, and deuces, y'all. No more cats. Doggies! Come here, Nala. Aw. Little baby. Yeah. Doggies rule.